Okay, since I sort of come out of hiding today, ish, I even have makeup on. My lipstick came off. It's been several hours. And it's all the way in my purse, so I don't feel like doing that. Anyways, I'm gonna watch the final trailer for Beauty and the Beast, the live action Beauty and the Beast.
My dear Belle, you're so ahead of your time. This is a small village.
You are the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen. Nobody deserves you.
And it's small-minded as well. But small also means safe.
I've come for my father.
He's a thief.
Come into the light. I will escape, I promise.
Look, a girl.
Who said that?
Hello.
You can talk.
Well, of course. It's all he ever does.
How lovely to make your acquaintance.
Want to see me do a trick? What happens when the last petal falls?
The master remains a beast forever.
And we become antiques. What did you do to it?
Nothing.
Get out of here! Go!
You have to help me. You have to stand.
If she is the one who'll break the spell, you must finally learn to love.
Have you really read every one of these books?
Some of them are in Greek.
True as it can be.
Early evening comes, there's somebody else, unexpectedly. Certain as a sun,
Rising in the east.
tell us all the time. Get out of me! Tell us all the time. Beauty and
I just... Why? What purpose does it serve? There are some aspects of this that seem really well done. So it would be interesting, to say the least, and make a decent movie. But the CGI in this is nightmarish. Those characters look terrifying. And my friend commented on how the Beast looks, but honestly, compared to some other live-action incarnations, I think they did pretty good for what they had. But the servants, no. And whoever's doing the accent for Lumiere, or even Cogsworth, like in the original, Cogsworth is obnoxious, sure, but he's that sort of lovable, like, oh, you, this guy is just, no. And Lumiere feels like a very stereotypical French accent. You know, it doesn't feel very authentic. And I know that in the animated 1991 Beauty and the Beast, Jerry Orbach is not French. His only borderlined on the stereotypical. It had more moments of it sounding like he was at least attempting to be authentic. This is just like, oh, this is totally a French accent. Absolutely. My biggest problem, because I love Emma Watson, and I have nothing against this movie as far as Emma Watson goes. I think she's wonderful. I don't agree with Luke Evans being cast as Gaston. I'm kind of okay with Josh Gad being cast as LeFou, but Luke Evans as Gaston, like, no. I imagined, like, Gaston is very big and burly, and when I was a lad, I ate 4 dozen eggs every morning to help me get large. Luke Evans is not that big of a guy. He's built, he's muscular, but he's still on the very lean side, if that makes any sense. You would need someone like Dwayne Johnson, like The Rock. That is a big guy. I don't feel it with Luke Evans. And he's not a terrible actor. I've seen him in High Rise and in The Hobbit, but this just feels so out of place to me. Now, people may disagree, and that's totally fine. But for me, I mean, I know there are a lot of people out there that do not like Emma Watson as the choice of Belle. I disagree with you. And I know some people aren't fond of, like, her singing, and I only really heard, like, snippets of her singing, so I don't feel like it's fair of me to judge that quite yet. Like I was saying, my biggest problem with this is solely the fact that it's not needed. It is absolutely unnecessary. Like, okay, you want to make a story about Belle and the Beast. You know, that's fine. It wasn't originally a Disney story, so you could go more based off of the actual fairy tale, which they kind of do with Maurice caught in the garden, in the rose garden by the Beast this time instead of in his chair, because in the original story he was caught by the Beast picking a rose for Belle. But then it goes into, like, parallel upon parallel of the animated film, and I'm like, you can't just, like, try a reimagining of it. You because, like, on Tumblr there are these GIF sets that Disney fans have made where they've literally done the parallels of the scenes that are absolutely identical between the animated film and this version. And they're presenting it like it's a good thing, like, oh, they're staying true to the animated version, which you have the animated version. You don't need another one. And if you wanted another one, there's like 2, 3 sequels or whatever video. I'm like, this is not a good thing. You're just literally rehashing the animated version. I could just watch the animated version. What's the point? Why do I need 2 copies, 2 different movies that are basically the same film? It's like, I saw Cinderella, and, like, what sold me on Cinderella was Kate Blanchett and Helena Bonham Carter. And I was like, okay, I'll go see the movie, because I will watch just about anything that those 2 ladies put out, pretty much. With this, I have Emma Watson, but unfortunately it doesn't, like, outweigh. I don't think I'm going to see this in March. Actually, in March, my movie that I'm going to see is very likely going to be Kong, Skull Island, because Tom Hiddleston. Yeah. But as far as this, I'm like, I'm I'm not gonna like boycott it or anything, but I'm probably gonna wait until it is released on DVD or Blu-ray. Maybe, hopefully it'll come to Netflix. I just don't think I'm gonna spend like $13 for a movie ticket. And that's just regular, that's not even 3D. 3D would be like over 20. And I hear that that they were thinking about doing a live action Aladdin, and that I will definitely boycott. Fuck you. This is why it bothers me. Because there are some things that you can only do with animation. And these films were done so, well, perfectly. There's no need. There's no need for Disney to rehash these stories as live action. And I know there are some people out there that are like, oh, well, these movies are for, like, this generation. And I'm like, just show them the animated ones. Fuck that. That's just ridiculous. Like, I had Cinderella and Snow White and Sleeping Beauty growing up. Those movies came out way before my time. But I still had those growing up, and I still loved them. So there's no point. And there's so many Cinderella movies. Like, it's one thing if it's another studio that's, like, making their own variations. Like Snow White and the Huntsman, things like that. But for Disney to literally, scene by scene, line by line, redo their own movies, it's not necessary, and it's kind of insulting. Just watch the originals. Your kids will be far better off. So that's been a very long-winded review, I guess, and reaction to the final Beauty and the Beast trailer. It does look like a very beautiful movie. I will give it that. Like, the cinematography and everything, and the costumes, it all looks very lovely. I love a lot of Emma Watson's costumes in this. I think it's gorgeous. Those CGI servants, and if they were like barely in the movie, it could be passable, but we spend the most time with those characters, and they're nightmarish. I can't even, oh God, what were you thinking, Disney? If you want to go see the movie, if it interests you, that's wonderful, and I am very happy for you, and I'm not being sarcastic. I know I probably sound like I'm being sarcastic. Alright, so I will see you guys another time. Thank you for listening to my rambling. And I apologize for rambling. Bye.